This is KWRM, Corona, California, 1370 AM. And
it's time for Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. Brought to you in part by the Ontario Airport Marriott, Vineyard Bank, Charter Media, Galliano Winery, the City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sprint, Chipotle, Red Roof Inn, the City of Rancho Cucamonga, Allstate Insurance, Farmer John, Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and NationwideSurveys.com. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. Now, here's the voice of the Quakes, Rob Sinclair.
Well, thank you very much, and indeed, here we are. The epicenter is the setting once again where this morning the Quakes will look to snap their three-game losing streak and avoid falling under 500 as they take on the streaking Lancaster JetHawks, who have won 6 in a row. Fans, good morning to you. Rob Sinclair coming to you from here in Rancho Cucamonga. A 10:30 a.m. start today as part of Elementary Education Day. Tomorrow it'll be Middle School Education Day, but for now the younger kids are here enjoying a field trip to a ball game as the right-hander Jose Arredondo has begun his warm-up tosses for the Quakes. Rancho Cucamonga lost last night to Lancaster by a final count of 5-4. A 4-run fifth inning made all the difference in the world for the JetHawks yesterday as they took a 5-1 lead after 5 innings. Quakes got a run back in the 6th, got 2 in the 7th, then got the bases loaded with 2 out in the 8th and could not tie the game, then got a leadoff single from Nate Sutton in the 9th. Eventually, he went to third base with only 1 out, and the Quakes still could not bring him in as they dropped to 26 and 26. Lancaster coming in with a record of 23 and 29. Let's take a look at how the JetHawks will line up in this one. Lancaster gets things started with the speedy second baseman, Emilio Bonifácio. He's a very dangerous switch hitter. Jeremy Millens moves up to the second spot in the order. He plays left field. And hitting third and playing center field is Chris Ryal. In the middle of the order, Carlos González, the right fielder, hits fourth. Batting fifth and playing first base is Cesar Nicholas. And then batting sixth and playing third base is Rusty Ryal, as Mark Reynolds is out today with an arm injury. In the bottom third of the order, Javier Brito is the DH. He'll bat seventh. The catcher, Richard Mercado, hits eighth as the former Baylor Bear, Josh Ford, gets the day off. And then rounding things out in the 9-hole is the shortstop, Derek Bruce. So again, for the JetHawks, they go with Bonifácio, Millens, and Ryal, González, Nicholas, and Ryal, followed by Brito, Mercado, and Bruce. And the starter today for Lancaster is Greg Smith, who comes in with a record of 6-0 and an ERA of 2.00. Smith has won 6 straight starts, bookended by complete game shutouts against the Quakes on April 29th, and then his last time out against Lake Elsinore on Friday night. As Jose Arredondo has finished his warm-up tosses, give you the vitals on Arredondo, a right-hander from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds. Signed as a free agent originally as a shortstop in 2002, then converted to a pitcher in 2004. He's ready to go. Ben Johnson, the catcher, with the sign, and the fastball is on the outside corner as we are underway at 10:32 this morning. Emilio Bonifácio in from the left side. Fastball outside from Arredondo. And it is even at a ball and a strike. Jose Arredondo this year, a record of 3-2 and a 2.28 earned run average. That is third best in the California League. Swinging a ball fouled at the plate by Bonifácio. It's 1-2. So you've got the number 2 man in the league ERA race in Greg Smith going for Lancaster, number 3 man in the league. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. And Jose Arredondo opens this game with a strikeout. So Smith second in the league with a 2.00 ERA. Arredondo third in the league with a 2.28 ERA. And expect to see plenty more strikeouts from Jose Arredondo. He leads the league. That right there, his 69th strikeout of the year in 47 2/3 innings of work. As Jeremy Millens is in from the right side. First offering, a swing and a miss on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball by Jose Arredondo, and it's 0-1. Arredondo, making his 10th start of the year, has given up just 12 earned runs and 37 hits in his previous 9 outings. 0-1, fastball inside corner, and it is 0-2. Again, Arredondo coming in with 68 strikeouts in 47 1/3, only 18 walks An opponent's batting just .214 against the right-hander, Jose Arredondo. Home out of the windup with the 0-2. Went to a changeup, and this one is lifted down the right field line into foul ground and out of the reach of both Cliff Remley, the first baseman, and Drew Toussaint, the right fielder. Millen stays alive, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Set up the Quakes defensively for you. Start in the outfield where Pat Riley is in left. Cody Fuller gets the call in center, and Drew Toussaint is in right. So Riley, Fuller, Toussaint, left to right in the outfield for the Quakes. Give you the infield in just a second as Millen stands back in from the right side. Johnson setting up way outside, and a high fastball is swung on and missed. How about 97 miles an hour from Jose Arredondo right there? As he strikes out, Millen's on 4 pitches. Arredondo has struck out the first 2 batters here. And that brings us to Chris Ryal, the center fielder. Base is empty, 2 away. And no score here in the top of the first. Told you about Riley, Fuller, and Toussaint lining up in the outfield for the Quakes. On the infield for Rancho Cucamonga, Ryan Leahy at third base. Sean Rodriguez at short. On the right side, Abel Nieves makes his first start of the year after being received from AAA Salt Lake a couple of days ago. He's at second. Cliff Remley plays first, and the catcher is Ben Johnson. As Arredondo missed inside with a fastball. Now the 1-0, line foul outside of third base. And the count evens up at 1-1 on Chris Ryal. Chris Ryal is 8th in the California League in batting average. He's hitting .325 this year. 5 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Outfield shaded around towards right. Ben Johnson setting up inside, and the fastball missed up in. 2-1 the count. Quakes wearing the home whites today. White tank tops, white pants, black undershirts, black socks. There's a nasty slider from Arredondo. Big swing and a miss by Ryal, and it's even at 2-2. And Lancaster on a pretty hot day wearing the black tops. They're going to be dying in about 2 hours with the gray pants. 2-2. Change up upstairs, and it's gone full on Ryal, 3-2. Jose Arredondo averaging almost 13 strikeouts per 9 innings this year for the Quakes. And he is on pace to break Stephen Shell's single-season strikeout record of 190. 3-2, popped him up. Shallow left field, Rodriguez going out, Riley coming in. And it's going to be the left fielder, Pat Riley, who makes a late call. Sean Rodriguez gets out of the way, and that does it for Lancaster here in the top of the first. So a 1-2-3 inning for Jose Arredondo, including a couple of strikeouts to the first 2 hitters, and the JetHawks down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. To the bottom of the first we go. It's the JetHawks nothing, and the Quakes coming up.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom label. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
A ball club wins with teamwork and a winning game plan. Doesn't planning for your financial future deserve that same careful attention? Glenn Hardcastle Insurance Banking Company knows it does. With 20 years of experience in life insurance, they will teach you how to use an insurance policy, not just buy it. Learn to use double your 401k or IRA's future income, or triple your future income through equity management. Find out more by calling Glenn Hardcastle at Insurance Banking Company. Find them in your phone book or visit their office in Upland in the Foothill Bank Building on North Mountain Avenue.
of the first, no score. And the right-hander, the left-hander, Greg Smith, finishing up his warm-up tosses. As we'll take a look at how the Quakes line up against Smith. Rancho Cucamonga at 26 and 26 on the year. Leading it off for the Quakes, the center fielder, Cody Fuller. Then it's the third baseman, Ryan Leahy, and the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez. As usual, will bat third. In the middle of the order, Michael Collins, as always, is the cleanup man. Collins DHing today. With Cliff Remley, the first baseman, batting fifth, and hitting sixth and catching is Ben Johnson. In the bottom third of the order, Pat Riley, the left fielder, hits seventh. Batting eighth and playing right field is Drew Toussaint, and rounding it out in the 9-hole, the new second baseman, Abel Nieves. As Greg Smith opens with a fastball strike to Cody Fuller, and the count is 0-1. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Fans doing the wave in front of us. There's another strike from Smith. It's 0-2. Again for the Quakes, they go with Fuller, Leahy, and Rodriguez, Collins, Remley, and Johnson, followed by Riley, Toussaint, and Nieves. And the starter again, the right-hander, Jose Arredondo. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball by Cody Fuller, and a 3-pitch strikeout for Greg Smith to open things here in the bottom of the first. Let's tell you about Greg Smith, left-hander from Alexandria, Louisiana. Vitals on Smith, 6'2", 190 pounds. Was a sixth-round pick out of Louisiana State back in 2004. As Ryan Leahy will stand in from the right side. Outfield straight away on Rhino. First pitch swinging, lifts it down the right field line. Going to be a long run for Carlos Gonzalez, and he won't get there as it drops in foul ground. And the count 0-1 on Ryan Leahy. Greg Smith on the year, 6-0, an ERA of 2, and a couple of shutouts. And again, this is a guy who in his first 4 starts got no decisions. Since then, has reeled off 6 straight wins. And it all started with a complete game shutout of the Quakes back on April 29th up in Lancaster. A curveball for a strike on the outside corner to Leahy. It's 0-2 now. For Smith, this is his 11th start. He's given up just 15 earned runs in his previous 10 starts. 0-2 to Leahy. Spot underneath it and pops a foul back over our heads and out of play. And it remains 0-2. 15 earned runs and only 51 hits in 67 1/3 innings of work for Greg Smith. As Leahy stepped out, now back in. Smith, the southpaw from the windup. 0-2 curveball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Mercado, the catcher, will pick it up, throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And just like Jose Arredondo in the top of this first inning, Greg Smith has struck out the first 2 men in the bottom of the first inning, and the bases are empty for Sean Rodriguez. Smith, not really a strikeout pitcher. 54 strikeouts in 67 1/3. Not really eye-popping strikeout numbers. 25 walks over that stretch, so basically a 2-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. And opponents are hitting .218 against him. As Rodriguez is in from the right side. First offering, fastball strike. It's 0-1. Lancaster defensively looks like this. Jeremy Millen's in left, Chris Ryal in center, and Carlos Gonzalez is in right. 0-1 to Rodriguez. Fastball strike in the inner half. It's 0-2. So Millens, Ryal, and Gonzalez in the outfield. On the infield for Lancaster, Rusty Ryal at third, Derek Bruce at short. Emilio Bonifácio plays second. Caesar Nicholas is at first, and the catcher is Richard Mercado. As Greg Smith on back to a curveball, missed down and away, and the count now 1-2. 1-2, another curveball, swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. So how about Greg Smith not just matching what Jose Arredondo did in the top of the first inning, actually surpassing it, as Greg Smith strikes out the side here in the bottom of the first. Fuller, Leahy, and Rodriguez all go down swinging. For the Quakes, in the bottom of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. To the second we go. We thought we'd have a good pitcher's duel, and it's shaping up that way, scoreless, as we go to the second.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should have come down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
An advantage in sports is playing in front of the hometown crowd. Next time you're looking to refinance, buy, or sell, get that same hometown advantage with Legend Realty and Loans. Looking to refinance but have a prepayment penalty? No problem. They can pay up to $7,000 in prepayment penalties. Looking to buy? Ask about their buyer assistance program. Looking to sell? Ask for your free market evaluation. Call 909-945-8708. That's 909-945-8708. Legend Realty and Loans in Rancho, Cucamonga.
González leading it off for Lancaster. First pitch swinging, a line drive over the head of Sean Rodriguez and threw into center field. Big turnaround first for González, but Cody Fuller got it back in quickly. González will be satisfied with a leadoff single here in the top of the second. So first hit for either team this morning. And here's Cesar Nicholas, the big first baseman. Nicholas batting .272, 6 home runs and 26 runs batted in. They'll dig that back foot into the right side of the batter's box. Arredondo will work from the stretch for the first time. Quakes move the infield to double play depth. First offering home from Jose Arredondo. A fastball, a little bit low, and it's 1-0. Brett Butler in his first year as Lancaster skipper, giving the signs over at third base. Damon Mayshore, the hitting coach, coaching over there at first for Lancaster. There's the 1-0. Nasty fastball, swing and a miss by Nicholas. And it's even up at a ball and a strike. Fans, want to remind you that tomorrow is another 10:30 a.m. start. And don't forget, fans, tomorrow is the day that Bartolo Colon comes to the epicenter, the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner. Pickoff attempt at first, and González dives back in. Colon going to come to Rancho Cucamonga for a rehab start. Is scheduled to throw 4 innings or 60 pitches, whichever comes first. Outfield around towards right, looking for Nicholas to go the other way. 1-1 home from Arredondo. Swung on and fouled down the right field side. It is 1-2. Bartolo Colon went 21-8 last year. 3.48 ERA. Was just the second Angels pitcher to ever win the Cy Young. First in more than 40 years to do that. Was 1 win away from tying the Angels single-season club record for victories in a year. 2-time All-Star. I mean, unbelievable that he's coming. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Jose Arredondo as Nicholas is down swinging. And that's the first out here in the top of the second. So make sure you come on out and see it tomorrow, folks. Come and watch Bartolo Colon make his rehab start. It's going to be something special to watch, I think. we've had some big names come here to Rancho in the past, but I don't think anybody as big as Bartolo Colon. As Rusty Ryal is in from the right side. Toss over to first. And again, Carlos González is back. No score here in the top of the second. Runner at first. And one out for the JetHawks. As Ryal is in from the right side. Right-hander against right-hander. Arredondo, hands held high from the stretch. First offering, swung on and fouled back over the roof and out of play. It's 0-1. Tomorrow morning's game, the finale of this 4-game series between the Quakes and the JetHawks. And then the Inland Empire 66ers come to town, the first place 66ers, over the weekend. Fireworks on Friday night, a television game on Saturday night. Pitch down low, throw down to second is in time as González started to steal second base, then thought better of it and went back to first as Johnson threw a ball down to second. So González bluffed and drew a throw from Ben Johnson, but stays put over there at first as the count is 1-1. And then on Sunday, we finish up this season-high 10-game homestand with a ball game Sunday afternoon, 2:05 start against the Sixers. Now González is running officially, and Ryal fouls it back on the hit-and-run attempt. And Arredondo ahead in the count 1-2. Fans, tickets are available for all games. You can call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252. And they'll get you all taken care of. So you can come see the Quakes for the rest of the week. One-two from Arredondo. Went to a curveball and missed upstairs. As Ryal ducked out of the way, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rusty Ryal hitting .308. 5 home runs and 24 driven in. Ryal, the native of Perry, Oklahoma. Toss over to first and diving back in is Carlos González. Everybody in the stands in shorts and T-shirts for the most part. Gorgeous day for baseball here at the Epicenter. Hazy as it usually is, but not a true cloud in the sky. Got to the ballpark about 7:15, 7:30 this morning. Came right up here to the press box, and the sun was down the right field line. Reflecting in, González on the move again. 2-2 is outside. Throw down to second by Johnson, and they got him. Nice throw by Ben Johnson as Carlos González is cut down trying to steal second base. Score that one 2-6, and there are 2 away. Perfect throw from Ben Johnson, and all Sean Rodriguez had to do was slap the tag on the left ankle of Carlos González. 2 away, base is empty. The count full now on Ryal. Here's the payoff pitch from Arredondo. He fouls it back. And we'll do it again. Ben Johnson has now thrown out 5 of the 14 runners that have tried to steal against him. A success rate of about 38%. 3-2 home again. He struck him out swinging a fastball down and in, 96 miles an hour from Jose Arredondo. He strikes out 2 more here in the second, and despite the leadoff single, it's a 1-2-3 inning for Arredondo here in the top of the second. Lancaster goes in order. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. To the bottom of the second we go. We're scoreless here in Rancho. All right, coming back in 3, 2, 1. Bottom of the second, middle third of the order due up for the Quakes in a scoreless game. As Greg Smith struck out the side in the bottom of the first. Let's see what the 4, 5, and 6 hitters can do here in the second for Rancho. As the Quakes will have Collins, Remily, and Johnson due up to face the lefty, Greg Smith. Michael Collins batting .332 this season. 3 home runs and 36 RBIs. Had a pair of doubles last night, also scored a run, and picked up RBI number 36 on the season. He's in from the right side. Greg Smith is ready to go from the windup. Rocks and deals, and the fastball high and away. It's 1-0. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Chili's Bar and Grill in Rancho Cucamonga, located at 10598 Foothill Boulevard. Enjoy the atmosphere inside or the convenience of Chili's to go. That's Chili's. Live a little. There's the 1-0 swung on and lifted into center field. Back on it goes Chris Ryal, and he'll make the catch. Oh, that ball drifted on Chris Ryal a little bit. So he thought it was going to carry out to him, but almost carried over his head. Collins hit that ball pretty well, but Chris Ryal is there for the play. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the second. And now Cliff Remley will dig in from the left side. Remo hitting .311 with a home run and 18 knocked in. First pitch. There's a curveball for a called strike. It's 0-1. Remo had that 10-game hitting streak. But since that ended, it's been a rough stretch for him. Fouls that one off of the plate, and it's 0-2. Remley last night went 0 for 4. On Monday, he went 0 for 4. On Sunday, he went 0 for 4. So 0 for his last 12 is Cliff Remley as he bounces this one foul up the first base side. And it remains 0-2. Outfield shifted around towards right, looking for Remo to pull. 0-2. Curveball just upstairs, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Cliff Remley from Powder Springs, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. The 11th round pick out of Georgia Tech in 2004. Fastball high and away. And it's even now 2-2. School kids being fed their lunch now. There's the 2-2. Curveball hit pretty well down the right field line. This is going to hook foul. And stays 2-2. So a pretty good battle between the two left-handers. Greg Smith on the hill, Cliff Remley at the dish. As Bobby Mitchell looks on from the third base coach's box, his first year as Quakes manager. Craig Graybeck, the hitting coach, coaching over there at first. 2-2. Fastball rolled to the second baseman, Emilio Bonifácio. He'll wait for it to get to him and throws out Cliff Remley easily. Scored that one 4-3. And there are 2 away. No score here in the bottom of the second. Only hit of the game belongs to the Lancaster JetHawks. That was on a single by Carlos González in the top half of this second inning. So base is empty, and here's Ben Johnson, the catcher. BJ is switch hitter, digging in from the right side. First offering from Smith, the left-hander. Curveball, that's a strike of the knees. It's 0-1. Benny hitting .250. 4 home runs and 20 runs batted in. 0-1, fastball outside. And we're even up at a ball and a strike. Smith steps off, and Ben Johnson steps out of the box. Now back in and ready to go. 1-1. Curveball swung on and fouled back to the backstop. And it remains 1-2. Johnson did not start yesterday. Came on in the 8th inning as a pinch hitter and drew a walk that loaded the bases, although the Quakes were unable to capitalize. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball, and that is strike 3. And Greg Smith works another 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the second. Both pitchers have faced the minimum 6 hitters through the first 2 innings, and both pitchers have 4 strikeouts. 3 for Smith in the first and 1 here in the second to finish things off. Quakes in the second, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Go to the third, no score between the Quakes and the JetHawks.
Dog waste left on a lawn or sidewalk is disgusting, especially when left on your lawn. But it doesn't end there. It becomes a public health risk. When it washes away with the rain or a hose off any lawn or street surface and drains directly into the Santa Ana River, carrying harmful bacteria. As a dog owner, you can set a good example by picking up after your pet every time. Your actions will influence your family and your neighbors. Please take the following steps to care for your canine and help protect your neighborhood and public health. Clean up after your dog every time. When you grab the leash, grab a bag and have it with you. Take advantage of the complimentary bags offered in dispensers at local parks and use them to dispose of your pet's waste. Make sure you always have extra bags in your car so you are prepared when you travel with your dog. Carry extra bags when walking your dog and make them available to other pet owners who are without. Teach kids how to properly clean up after a pet. Encourage them to throw used bags into the nearest trash receptacle if they are away from home or on a walk. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740, extension 4060. 909-477-2740, extension 4060.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with their baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Because when you stay any 6 nights with them through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Visit them today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. And remember to book the baseball fan rate.
An advantage in sports is playing in front of the hometown crowd. So next time you're looking to refinance, buy, or sell, get that same hometown advantage with Legend Realty and Loans. Looking to refinance but have a prepayment penalty? No problem. They can pay up to $7,000 in prepayment penalties. Looking to buy? Ask about their buyer assistance program. Looking to sell? Ask for your free market evaluation. Call 909-945-8708. That's 909-945-8708. Legend Realty and Loans in Rancho Cucamonga.
Today's broadcast is made possible in part by Shelton's Poultry. We know it's our freedoms that make our country and our community great. At Shelton's, we'd like to take this opportunity to salute the men and women at home and abroad who protect those freedoms. Shelton's Poultry knows that our military personnel make great sacrifices for the benefit of us all. They allow us the opportunity to live, work, and feel safe. Shelton's Poultry, celebrating over 80 years of being a proud American business.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business. They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com. Top of the third, bottom third of the order due up for Lancaster as Javier Brito is in for the right side and Jose Arredondo backs him up with a fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. Brito, Mercado, and Bruce 7, 8, and 9 due up for the JetHawks here in the third in a scoreless ball game. Fastball up high there, and it is 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield around towards right, looking for Brito to go the other way. He's hitting .295, 6 home runs and 12 RBIs in limited playing time. Here's a 2-hopper to Sean Rodriguez at short. Picks, throws, got him. Routine for Sean Rodriguez, scored that one 6-3, and the leadoff man retired here in the top half of the third. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by the Outback Steakhouse of Ontario. Located at 4492 Ontario Mills Parkway, just across from the Ontario Mills Mall. Outback Steakhouse of Ontario is the home of the world-famous Bloomin' Onion. At Outback, it's no rules, just right. Fastball down low to the catcher, Richard Mercado. Count 1-0. Now another fastball misses inside from Arredondo. And it's 2-0 on Mercado. This is just the 6th appearance of the season for Richard Mercado. 2-0. Ground ball foul. Just barely outside the third base bag, as the third base umpire is going to get stared down by Brett Butler, who will walk up to the chalk line and kind of point to where he thought that ball hit. I sure thought that one kicked up a little chalk over there at third base, but umpire says no, and the count now 2-1 on Mercado. Mercado just joined the JetHawks a couple of days ago. I guess probably more like a week to 10 days ago, but came up when Wilkin Castillo was moved up to Double-A. It's a curveball strike from Arredondo, and it's even up at 2-2. Right-hander against right-hander. Mercado with 3 hits in his first 13 at-bats. It's a .231 average. There's a swing and a ball foul tipped and hung on to by Ben Johnson. That is strikeout number 5 for Jose Arredondo. And again, he hit 96 on the radar gun right there. We've seen Arredondo consistently between 94 and 97 today. As he's got 2 quick outs here in the top of the third. And here's Derek Bruce, the shortstop. First offering, fastball, down low, it's 1-0. No score here in the top of the third. Lancaster still with the game's only hit. 1-0 from Arredondo. Fastball up high. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Derek Bruce from Clarkston, Washington. 6'2", 190 pounds. 2-0 from Arredondo. Fastball missed down low. And it is 3 balls and no strikes. Bruce, a .283 hitter this year, no home runs, 8 unbatted in. 3-0, taken all the way. There's a strike from Arredondo, 3-1. Derek Bruce went 1 for 4 last night with an RBI single and a run scored in Lancaster's 5-4 win. 3-1, fastball upstairs, and that is ball 4. Arredondo walks Bruce on 5 pitches and keeps this third inning going for the leadoff man, Emilio Bonifácio. So Arredondo has now made his first turn through the order. No runs, a hit, a walk, and already 5 strikeouts, as Arredondo struck out 5 of the first 8 hitters he faced in this game. And that includes Emilio Bonifácio, the man who comes to the plate now. Bonifácio lasted just 4 pitches before Arredondo struck him out back in the top of the first. And Bonifácio stands back in from the left side, a switch hitter from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. First pitch swinging, lines it into center field, and right at Cody Fuller, a few steps to his left, and he'll put it away. Bonifácio gone, and that's another quiet inning for Lancaster offensively here in the top of the third. No runs for the JetHawks, no hits, no Quakes error, and a runner left after that 2-out walk by Arredondo. No harm done. We go to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless between the Quakes and the JetHawks. All right, coming back.
Termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the other book, not the other book. Florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, bomb mail, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the other book. Let your fingers walk into the other book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn.
Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card Preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
All right, coming back in 3, 2, top of the fourth, and still scoreless here at the epicenter. As Jose Arredondo has faced just one over the minimum in his first 3 innings. Here in the fourth, the JetHawks have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Millens, Ryal, and González, due up against the right-hander. First offering to Jeremy Millens, a fastball. At the knees, that's a called strike 1. Arredondo with 5 strikeouts in his first 3 innings, including a 4-pitch strikeout of Millens back in the first. This one hopped up first base side. Remily into foul ground over towards the Lancaster dugout, reaching over the netting, and he'll make the catch. That one actually ended up past the dugout and would have been a souvenir for somebody in the front row of seats. Well, a nice catch by Remily as Millens is retired, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the fourth. So now here's Chris Ryal, the center fielder, in from the right side. First offering, swung on and grounded fair inside the third base line, and now that's going to be a ground rule double. One of the Quakes bullpen pitchers touched that ball out of the bullpen, and that's going to be a ground rule double for Chris Ryal. I tell you what, the way Ryal was out of the box right there, I'm not so sure that doesn't take away a triple from Chris Ryal. He's just barely snuck it inside the third base bag, and Kevin Jepson down there in the bullpen thought that it was foul and picked it up. So Ryal gets his 19th double of the year. Now that's the second hit for the JetHawks. First time they've gotten a runner past first today against Arredondo. Ryal in scoring position with 1 away, and here's Carlos González in from the left side. Pitch way high off the glove of Ben Johnson, and now going into third on a pass ball is Chris Ryal. That was a high fastball and too hot for Ben Johnson to handle as it went off the tip of his glove. And Chris Ryal didn't hesitate, so it all works out. Chris Ryal ends up at third with 1 away. And the count 1-0 on Carlos González. 1-0. There's a changeup on the outside corner. And it's even. 1-1. González singled his first time up back in the second. Hitting .277 this year, 8 home runs and 42 runs batted in. 1-1. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. And it is 1-2. And now with 2 strikes on Carlos González, Quakes are going to bring the infield in. Try to prevent Ryal from scoring. Here's the 1-2 from Arredondo. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Jose Arredondo, and a big second out here in the top of the fourth. As now the sacrifice fly is out of the equation. We'll see how Arredondo works to the big first baseman, Cesar Nicholas. Again, no score here in the top of the fourth. Lancaster with a couple of hits. Quakes without a base runner in the first 3 innings. Cesar Nicholas is in from the right side. Wagging that bat menacingly at the plate and takes a fastball in the inside corner from Arredondo. It is 0-1. Cesar Nicholas, the big native of Miami, Florida, 6'4", 230 pounds. Rizal took a couple of quick steps down the third base line. Now here's Arredondo out of the windup, and the curveball missed outside. As it's even up at 1-1. Nicholas hitting .272 this year. 6 home runs and 26 runs batted in. Johnson with an outside target, 1-1. Curveball swung on and missed. And it is 1-2 now. I thought we were going to have a good pitcher's duel in this one, and it's certainly shaping up that way. Arredondo is a strike away from getting out of this fourth inning and working around that one-out double by Chris Ryal. Ryal bluffing down the third base line once again. There's the 1-2 from Arredondo, swung on and fouled back to the screen. And it remains a ball and 2 strikes on Cesar Nicholas. Nicholas, 24 years old, spent last season in South Bend, down in the Midwest League, helping the Silverhawks win the Midwest League title. 1-2 again from Arredondo. Change up, swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Ben Johnson throws down to first to complete the strikeout. And how about Jose Arredondo? He's got 7 strikeouts in the first 4 innings of this one, as Lancaster strands Chris Ryal over there at third base. No runs despite that one-out double by Ryal. No Quakes errors, and a runner left to the bottom of the fourth we go. Still scoreless. Quakes nothing and the JetHawks nothing.
Whether it's your first Little League T-shirts or employee apparel, there's just something special about putting on a uniform and feeling like part of a team. If you're promoting your club, team, or business, you owe it to yourself to contact Pit Stop Embroidery. In addition to providing custom embroidery, they can custom make just about any promotional product your company can think of. So gather your ideas and call 1-800-5-STITCH. That's Pit Stop Embroidery, serving you since 1990. Find them online at pitstopembroidery.com.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Pamela Polson at 909-628-7633 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible. And it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Bottom of the fourth, back to the top of the order for the Quakes, with Cody Fuller in for the right side. Little excuse-me tapper up the third base line. That will start fair and then end up foul as Rusty Ryal, the third baseman, had to jump out of the way. Cody Fuller was fooling that curveball from Greg Smith. Tried to check his swing. And I'll tell you what, if that ball had stayed on the grass, Cody Fuller would have had himself a little infield single to start things here in the bottom of the fourth. But it rolled off the grass, got onto the dirt, and then got past the chalk line there on the third base side. And the count 0-1. Fuller, Leahy, and Rodriguez, 1, 2, and 3 for the Quakes here in the bottom of the fourth in a scoreless game. Trying to figure out the left-hander, Greg Smith. 0-1, curveball high and away, and it's even at a ball and a strike. Smith perfect his first time through the lineup. No runs, no hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts for the left-hander. He's retired the first 9 batters he's faced. 1-1 to Cody Fuller. There's a curveball. A little bit high, I guess. And Cody ahead in the count, 2-1. Fuller hitting .289 this year. No home runs and 14 runs batted in. There's the 2-1. Fastball upstairs and a good hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike for Fuller. Outfield straight away on Fuller. 3-1, got a fastball, fouled it off down the right field side. Full now, 3-2. Fuller 0 for 1, struck out on 3 pitches back in the first against Greg Smith, who struck out the side in the first inning. Even though Smith is not really known as much of a strikeout pitcher. Payoff pitch, line foul into the picnic area there on the first base side and back onto the field to play. As Bonifácio, the second baseman, will let one of the relief pitchers for the JetHawks jog onto the field and pick that one up. Still 3-2 on Cody Fuller. Native of Valverde, Texas. 48th round pick out of Texas Tech back in 2005. Payoff pitch once again. Line fair inside the first base bag. It's going to be extra bases for Cody Fuller. Carlos González made a sliding stop out there in right field, but it's still a stand-up double for Cody Fuller. And the Quakes in business here in the bottom of the fourth with a leadoff man into scoring position. Nice piece of hitting there by Cody Fuller as he waited back on a curveball from Smith and lined it the opposite way. For Cody Fuller, his 11th double this season. And now we'll see how the Quakes want to play it. More than likely, you'd see a sacrifice bunt attempt from Ryan Leahy here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, no score. And tell you what, folks, each run that these clubs can get is going to be precious with Smith and Arredondo both on the hill. Smith steps off and looks Fuller back to second. Again, Greg Smith, the left-hander for Lancaster, second in the league with an ERA of 2.00. Jose Arredondo for the Quakes, third in the league with an ERA of 2.28. So you're not going to get a lot against these guys. So you have to take advantage of the opportunities that you do have. Leahy showing bunt, popped it up, and it will be caught by the catcher, Mercado, in foul ground as Mercado got a good jump on that ball and made the play. So Leahy, after putting down a perfect sacrifice bunt last night, pops up the bunt attempt here in the fourth, and that's the first out as Fuller has to stay put at second base. Lancaster squandered an opportunity in the top half of this fourth inning. They got a one-out double from Chris Ryal, and then he went to third on a pass ball. But Arredondo came back to strike out González and Nicholas to end that threat. Let's see if the Quakes can take advantage against Smith here in the fourth. Sean Rodriguez digs in from the right side. First offering, curveball high and away. It's 1-0. Sean Rodriguez batting .299. 9 home runs and 31 runs batted in. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. 1-0. Curveball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield around towards right, looking for Rodriguez to go the other way. Born and raised in Miami, Florida. Both of Sean's parents came over from Cuba when they were children. 2-0, fastball outside. 3 balls and no strikes. His dad, Johnny, an instructor in the Florida Marlins organization. Older brother, Robert, a catcher in the Washington Nationals organization. Sean Rodriguez, the youngest of 4. An older brother and 2 older sisters. Look back to second by Smith, 3-0, fastball outside, and he walks Sean Rodriguez on 4 pitches. It's the first walk allowed by Greg Smith here today. So Smith, after retiring the first 9 batters in order, has given up a double and now a 1-out walk. So the Quakes with a couple of ducks on the pond for the cleanup man, Michael Collins. No score here in the bottom of the fourth, but Collins could put an end to that very quickly. Michael, 5th in the league with a .332 batting average, 3 home runs, and tied for 5th in the California League with 36 RBIs as the manager, Brett Butler, is going out for a talk with the left-hander Greg Smith, and he's going to bring the infielders in as well for this conference. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Romano's Macaroni Grill of Rancho Cucamonga. Located at 10742 Foothill Boulevard, choose from more than 35 Italian specialties. Romano's Macaroni Grill, all the Italian you need to know. As Butler quickly says his piece and walks back to the dugout. And Michael Collins will dig in from the right side. Now, you look at the numbers on the year for Michael Collins. You know, you see the .332 batting average and the 36 RBIs. Now, it's not by accident, folks. First offering a curveball, strike in the outside corner, and it is 0-1. There's a reason that Collins is putting up those kinds of numbers. It's because he takes advantage of the opportunities that he gets. Michael Collins, with men on base this year, is hitting .374. With runners in scoring position, like they are here with Cody Fuller at second base, he's hitting .431. That's how you rank fifth in the league in RBIs. Bonifácio flashing in behind second base. Smith comes home with a fastball miss. High and away, and it's even at a ball and a strike. Collins 0 for 1. Hit the ball very well back in the second. But Chris Ryal made a play on a line drive, hit right at him. 1-1. This one off the end of the bat, and a routine fly ball into right field. Carlos González will make the catch. Neither runner going to try to test the arm of González as Collins flies out to right field. And Fuller stays put at second. Rodriguez stays put at first. There are two gone. No score here in the bottom of the fourth. Quakes trying to capitalize on the leadoff double by Cody Fuller. It's the only hit of the day so far for the Quakes. Cliff Remley will stand in from the left side. Remo 0 for 1, grounded out back in the second. He's in an 0 for 13 slump. First offering from Smith, curveball outside corner, and it's 0-1. Left-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Remo hitting .311 on the year with a home run and 18 ribs. 0-1 from Smith out of the stretch. Check swing on a curveball. Remley went around, however, and now Greg Smith has him on the ropes at 0-2. Cliff Remley hits left-handers very well, batting .342 against left-handers this year. That's better than what he's doing against right-handers. He's hitting .302 against right-handers. Here's a ground ball back up the middle off the hands, fielded by Bonifácio, and in one fell swoop he'll step on the bag at second to force out Sean Rodriguez. That's a pretty nifty play by Emilio Bonifácio, ranging to his right up the middle to make the play and step on the second base bag. So a fielder's choice ends the inning for the Quakes here in the bottom of the fourth, and they can't take advantage of that leadoff double by Cody Fuller. Quakes in the fourth, no runs to hit, no errors, and they leave a pair. To the fifth we go. Still looking for our first run. No score here at the Epicenter.
You're listening to Rob Sinclair and Quakes Baseball on AM 1370 KWRM Corona.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galeano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 2 Cold Stone Creamery buy 2 get 2 free coupons, and a voucher for a free on-demand movie from Charter Media. All for just $38. The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is available May 26th, June 16th, June 30th, and August 25th. For more information, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Oh, looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Oh, good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
Oh, that never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should come down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
Oh, I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by JP Construction Company, specializing in commercial and retail construction and renovations. But unlike many contractors, JP Construction doesn't just build buildings, they build relationships. JP Construction Company prides itself on its honesty, reliability, and integrity. They're fully licensed and bonded, and no project is too big or small. That's JP Construction Company, an honest and loyal contractor. Find them in your yellow pages.
Of the fifth, still scoreless here at the epicenter. As Rusty Ryal will lead things off for the JetHawks. They'll be followed by Javier Brito and then Richard Mercado, 6, 7, and 8. Due up for Lancaster against the right-hander, Jose Arredondo. Home with the curveball. That's upstairs to Ryal. And it's 1-0. Fans, my name is Rob Sinclair. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Wednesday with us here on the Quakes Radio Network. Swing and a miss by Ryal on that fastball. And it's even up at 1-1. Along with my partner in crime, John Souter. Producer and director doing his usual great job. 1-1 on the way. In the air, right field. Try to get into foul territory, and it will get into the seats. As it goes to 1-2 on Ryal. Fans, it's like Jay-Z says. Now, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. That's very true. As Ryal picks his bat up and will stand back in from the right side. Rusty Ryal, a strikeout victim of Jose Arredondo in the second, but shouldn't feel alone. As Ryal has struck out 7. He has struck out 7 on the game and 6 different hitters. And now he gets Ryal for the second time. A changeup swung on and missed. And that is strike 3. Strikeout number 8. For Jose Arredondo here in the top of the fifth, and that's out number 1. So Arredondo has gotten Nicholas twice. He's gotten Ryal twice. He's gotten Bonifácio, Millens, González, and Mercado once. And here's Javier Brito, the DH. Right-hander against right-hander. First offering, curveball for a strike. It's 0-1. Brito grounded out back in the third with a routine ground ball to Sean Rodriguez at short. Next offering, change up, down and away. And it's even at a ball and a strike. Brito from Puerto La Cruz, Venezuela. a lovely town. 6'3", 210 pounds. Fastball down low there, 2-1 the count. Outfield around towards right, looking for Brito to go the other way. 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed, and it's even at 2-2. Brito hitting .295 this year with 6 home runs, but only 12 RBIs on those 6 dingers. 2-2. Change up down and away, and it's gone full now on Brito, 3-2. Just the third time in this game that Arredondo has gone to a full count. There's the payoff pitch. Curveball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. How about 9 strikeouts for Jose Arredondo through 4 2/3? That ties a Quake season high. It is the 5th time this year that Arredondo has had 9 strikeouts. Well, he gets Brito swinging. 4 straight strikeouts for Arredondo, and now Mercado laid on a fastball. It's 0-1. Arredondo struck out González and Nicholas to end the 4th. Now he has struck out Ryal and Brito to open the 5th. There's the 0-1. Fastball up high, and it's even at 1-1. High fastball swung on and missed by Mercado. It's 1-2. Quakes have not had a double-digit strikeout performance yet this year, but Jose Arredondo is on the verge of doing it. There's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. There's number 10 for Jose Arredondo. He strikes out the side here in the 5th. He has struck out 5 straight hitters, and the JetHawks down swinging in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Arredondo strikes out Ryal, Brito, and Mercado, and that is a new season high for Jose Arredondo. 10 strikeouts through 5 innings. We are halfway done. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Quakes just need some runs now, as we are scoreless at the epicenter.
One of the most common types of pollution from businesses is contaminated water runoff, which carries oil, grease, or other chemicals that drip or spill onto the ground into the street. This water continues through our communities untreated until it reaches the Santa Ana River and eventually the ocean. Contaminated runoff from your business is a violation of local laws for which you could pay a fine. So please, sweep outside areas and put the debris in the trash. Never hose them down or sweep into the curb or storm drain. Make sure dumpsters have lids to reduce blow-away litter, and call your trash hauler to replace your dumpster if it leaks. Empty mop water and other dirty water into a mop sink or floor drain. Do not illegally dump the water outside. Use non-toxic cleaning products whenever possible. Dispose of all toxics such as pesticides and cleaning products through a hazardous waste hauler. These items are too toxic to trash. And obtain spill containment and cleanup kits for your business. For more information about stormwater pollution prevention, please call 800-CLEANUP or the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
Teamwork. It's important on the field and off. When it comes to engineering services, more people are teaming up with Bonaldo Engineering. They feature a full spectrum of structural, consulting, engineering, and design build services. Whether it's commercial, industrial, or residential, go with a winning team. Bonaldo Engineering. For information or a consultation, call 944-9992 or stop by their office at 9480 Utica Avenue, Suite 607. Bonaldo Engineering, a proud sponsor of Quakes Baseball.
To 3 Titans. They won 10-2 in the other game, and 2-0 on Fridays. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball inside, ball 2. Looking at going 6-0 against Long Beach State here in 2006. 2 balls and a strike.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right.
Bottom of the fifth, still scoreless here at the epicenter. And Ben Johnson, the switch hitting catcher for the Quakes, will lead things off. Johnson to be followed by Pat Ryal, and then Drew Toussaint. 6, 7, and 8 due up against the left-hander Greg Smith, as Johnson goes after the first pitch and sends it into medium center field. Chris Rawls calling for it. He'll make the catch. And one pitch, one out for Greg Smith here in the bottom of the fifth. Now, folks, we've been talking about Jose Arredondo. He's got 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. The franchise record for strikeouts in a game is 13, which has been done 5 times. And Jose Arredondo certainly within shouting distance of 13 Ks. Got 10 in 5 innings. Here's Riley in from the left side. Fastball up high, and it's 1-0. Riley 0 for 1. Popped up back in the third. 1-0. Curveball up high, and it is 2 balls and no strikes. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Round Table Pizza of Rancho Cucamonga. Bring in your Quakes ticket stub and get yourself a large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 plus taxes. That curveball got away from Greg Smith and hits Pat Riley. So Riley hit by a pitch. Quakes get a base runner here in the bottom of the fifth. Again, fans, Round Table Pizza, you can swing by and bring your ticket stub in at 7201 Archibald Avenue. I was about to say Round Table Avenue. Now, 7201 Archibald Avenue, or you can call Round Table Pizza at 980-8040 for delivery. Here's Drew Toussaint in from the right side. Hit a ball well back into third. Flat out to the wall in right center. Takes a fastball for a strike in the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Riley held at first by Cesar Nicholas. A little tricky toss over to first by Greg Smith. And Riley is back standing up. Drew Toussaint has some power. He's got 6 home runs this year. Greg Smith, however, has only allowed 2 home runs all year. Another toss over to first, and again Riley is back. To Toussaint, curveball in the dirt, covered up by Mercado, the catcher. And the count even now at a ball and a strike. There's the 1-1, swung on and fouled back to the netting. And it is 1-2 now. Toussaint from Compton, California. 6'2", 175 pounds. Had a big season for Cedar Rapids last year. 261 average with 21 home runs. Another tricky toss to first, and Riley again back standing up. Greg Smith really straddles that 45-degree angle that pitchers are allowed on a move to first. Anything greater than 45 degrees, and you're considered to be making a move to the plate, and then if you throw to first, that's a balk. 1-2, curveball, tapped, foul. They're going to call that one fair. And now the ball goes past the first baseman, Cesar Nicholas. I don't think Nicholas thought that was going to be called a fair ball. And all hands are safe at second and third. There's going to be a throwing error charged to Rusty Ryal at third base. So, folks, I'll be honest with you, that ball was outside the chalk. And Brett Butler out of the dugout to argue with the home plate umpire.
And the home plate umpire should have the best angle on that because he's standing right on the third base line. And I thought it was pretty clear that the ball was outside the chalk, not really a long way outside the chalk, but outside of it all the same. And it looked like the Lancaster players knew that it was out of play, and Nicholas just wasn't expecting that throw over there to first base. It's going to be a tough throwing error charged to Rusty Ryal as runners go to second and third, infield in for Abel Nieves, who looks at a curveball for a called strike, and it's 0-1. So the Quakes with a huge opportunity here in the bottom of the fifth. You've got Riley at third, Toussaint at second in a scoreless game. And the way Arredondo is pitching, a run might be enough. There's the 0-1 to Abel Nieves. Fouled off to the right. Out of play, and there's 0-2. Abel Nieves began this year in AAA Salt Lake, but only played in 3 games for the Bees. That was on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Went 1 for 9 in his first game action of the year. So opened this year in extended spring training and then joined Salt Lake to fill a roster spot. And now down to the Quakes with Sandoval on the DL. There's a curveball swung on and fouled at the plate as Nieves just got a piece of it. And we'll do it again at 0-2. Nieves from Marseille, Venezuela. A 50th round selection back in the 2004 draft by the Angels. 0-2 from Greg Smith. Fastball inside and off the glove of Richard Mercado, who dropped it. And the count now 1-2 on Abel Nieves. Nieves grounded out on the first pitch he got back in the third. Grounded to his counterpart Emilio Bonifácio at second base. Mercado setting up outside now. The 1-2 to Nieves. Fastball reached at and fouled back to the screen. And we do it again at 1-2. Nieves picked up in the 50th round out of Middle Georgia Community College back in 2004. Full name, Abel Moises Nieves Sanchez. There's the 1-2 again from Smith. Curveball high and away. And the count even on Nieves now at 2-2. No score here in the bottom of the fifth. Quakes trying to capitalize on a hit batter and a two-base throwing error. Runners at second and third with 1 out here in the fifth, and we'll see if Nieves can come through. Another curveball swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. I tell you what, both pitchers today are getting strikeouts when they need them. Greg Smith gets a big second out here in the fifth with his 5th strikeout. And you go back to the 4th inning when Lancaster had a runner at third with 1 out, and Jose Arredondo struck out González and Nicholas to end the inning. So now it's going to be on the shoulders of Cody Fuller. Quake leadoff man is 1 for 2 with the only hit of the game for Rancho Cucamonga. That was a double down the right field line his last time up in the 4th. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. First pitch, curveball, down and away. It's 1-0. Outfield straight away on Cody. Sitting 289 this season. No homers, 14 runs batted in. A 1-0 from Smith. Fastball. Off the plate outside. And now a good hitter's count for Fuller. 2 balls and no strikes. Pat Riley, the runner on third. Drew Toussaint at second. the 2-0. Back to a curveball, a swing and a miss by Cody Fuller as that one ended up down around his ankles. And the count now 2 balls and a strike. Again, it is Elementary Education Day here at the Epicenter. That's why the crowd noise is about an octave higher than normal. There's the 2-1 to Cody Fuller. Line down the right field side, fouling out of play, and it's 2-2. I will say, though, folks, I've really been impressed by this crowd of youngsters here because they understand baseball more than the crowds that we used to get in Kinston. I mean, in Kinston, we'd have these same things, and, you know, the opposing team would pop up, and all the kids would just go nuts. I mean, anytime contact was made, the kids went nuts. Here, they actually watch the game a little bit more, I think. They understand it. You know, and they recognize, you know, when the Quakes get a hit, when they get an out, and they cheer appropriately. It's been impressive to watch. There's the 2-2 to Cody Fuller as they chant Cody's name. And a curveball down low. It's full, 3-2 now. In Kinston, they wouldn't have the presence of mind to even know Cody Fuller's name. Here, they're chanting it. It's a nice change. See what Cody Fuller gets to hit here with the count 3-2. Probably a fastball, but Smith has gone to his curveball a lot. 3-2, went to the curveball and missed it down low. That's a nice eye by Cody Fuller right there to lay off of the curveball and draw the walk to load the bases here in the 5th. Second walk allowed by Greg Smith. The catcher, Richard Mercado, is out for a visit. And we'll see what Ryan Leahy can do now. No score here in the bottom of the 5th. JetHawks, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. The Quakes, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. But they have them loaded here in the 5th. Leahy will stand in for the right side. He is 0 for 2. Struck out in the 1st, popped up in the 4th. First pitch, curveball, swung on and fouled right at home plate. It's 0-1. Rhino from Salem, Massachusetts, 5'10", 180 pounds. Signed as a free agent after he played his college baseball at Boston College. Smith still working from the stretch with the bases loaded. 0-1. In the air, shallow center field, thinking fast, Wall racing in. He'll make the catch on the run. Ryan Leahy almost blitzed a couple of runs into center field, but Chris Rawl came charging in, makes the catch on the run, and Greg Smith gets out of a bases-loaded jam here in the bottom of the 5th as the clutch hitting continues to elude the Quakes. They left men at first and second in the 4th, now leave the bases loaded here in the 5th in a game where every run is going to be important. In the 5th, Quakes get no runs because they didn't get any hits. There was 1 error by Lancaster. There was also a hit batter and a walk, but it all adds up to 3 runners left on base, and to the 6th we go. Still scoreless between the Quakes and the JetHawks.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
And still no score here at the Epicenter as Jose Arredondo has struck out the last 5 batters he has faced. And the number 9 man, Derek Bruce, leads it off for Lancaster. Standing in from the right side, takes a fastball for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Bruce to start, then back to the top of the order with Bonifácio and Millens. 9-1-2 due up for the JetHawks. Fastball inside there, and it's even at 1-1. Derek Bruce, one of just 2 hitters in this Lancaster order to have not struck out so far. Emphasis on so far because Arredondo just hit the outside corner with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's ahead in the count on the JetHawks shortstop at 1-2. Bruce actually walked back in the third. Here's the 1-2 from Arredondo. Popped up, first base side. This will get into the seats. Fouling out of play, and it remains 1-2. Arredondo with 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. There's a little number off the first base line, gloved by Cliff Remley. He'll flip to Arredondo covering the bag, score that one 3-1. And that's the first out here in the top half of the 6th. Again, the single game Quakes record for strikeouts is 13. And Jose Arredondo is at 10 through 5 1/3 innings right now. As we go back to the top of the order with Emilio Bonifácio, the second baseman. He's 10 strikeouts, a new season high for Arredondo. First offering to Bonifácio, a curveball down and in, and the count 1-0. Now Bonifácio sends this one into shallow center field. Cody Fuller will come in and put it away. Bonifácio flies to center, and just like that, 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th for Arredondo. No score here in the top of the 6th. Base is empty. And here's Jeremy Millens, the Lancaster left fielder. First offering from Arredondo. Fastball a little bit high. And it is 1-0. Fouled back by Millens. That'll even the count at 1-1. The 10 strikeouts also a career high for Jose Arredondo. He has struck out 9 4 previous times this year. Also struck out 9 batters in a game last year against Casper when he was pitching for Orem down in the Pioneer League. 1-1. There's a curveball for a strike on the inside corner. And 1-2 now to count on Millens. Jeremy Millens 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first, then popped up in the fourth. The 1-2 from Arredondo. Down in the dirt. And covered up by Ben Johnson, the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Arredondo has retired 7 in a row since giving up that 1-out double to Chris Rawl. That was back in the 4th inning. Two on the way. Curveball popped up. First base side, foul ground. And this one will get about 5 rows deep and back onto the field of play. It bounces. As we do it again, 2-2. Kids going wild because they spotted trimmer on the top of the first base dugout. Arredondo home with a 2-2 once again. Fastball up high. And it's on full on Millens, 3-2. Right-hander against right-hander. Payoff pitch. Fastball inside, and Millens was able to check his swing, and that's ball 4. The second walk given up by Jose Arredondo. Now that will keep the inning going for Chris Ryal, the center fielder. Folks, here's my question for you. How come I never got a field trip to a baseball game? I was in school. I can't even remember where we got field trips to. I think we got a field trip to the zoo a couple of times. That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed going to the zoo. Would have enjoyed a baseball game more, however. But luckily, my mom and dad were pretty lax when it came to making me attend classes. First ball upstairs, and it's 1-0. Not lax in saying that, I could miss school whenever I wanted to, but they kind of understood the big picture. Saying, you know what, so what if you miss a day of third grade? Go watch a baseball game, have some fun. 1-0. Chris Ryal pops it up. First base side, foul ground. Remley calling for it. He'll make the catch in the first base coach's box. Right next to the bag. No strikeouts for Arredondo here in the sixth, but another scoreless inning as he has shut out Lancaster on 2 hits for 6 innings so far here today. JetHawks down quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We're through 5.5 complete. Quakes and the JetHawks scoreless here at the Epicenter.
Termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, the other book, not the other book. Fences, gates, inline skates, art exposures, Laura's grocers, water coolers, Vegas jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, Bombay, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, the other book. Let your fingers do the walking, the other book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Whether it's a collision at home plate or on the road, we know that accidents happen. If you've been in an accident and need auto body repair, visit the pros at Rocky's Auto Body. They feature expert collision repair, including state-of-the-art frame straightening and precise color matching. They work with all insurance companies and can even set you up with tow service and a rental car. Visit Rocky's Auto Body right next to the Quakes Ballpark on Rochester, or find out more online at Rocky'sAutoBody.com. Rocky's Auto Body. There's only one way, the right way.
Of the sixth, part of the order due up for the Quakes. With Sean Rodriguez leading it off against the left-hander Greg Smith. Fastball down and in. And it's 1-0. Rodriguez, Collins, and Remley, 3, 4, and 5. Due up for the Quakes here in the sixth. No score in this ball game. There's a curveball swung on and missed by Sean Rodriguez. And it's even up at 1-1. Rod tonight 0 for 1. Struck out in the first, then walked on 4 pitches in the fourth. 1-1. High fastball swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Now, fans, we were talking back in the top of the sixth about when I was growing up, and my parents would let me play hooky from school and let me go to baseball games, especially on my birthday. It seemed my birthday's May 5th. I would say probably 4 straight years when I was growing up. The Brewers, my hometown team, Milwaukee Brewers, was a swing and a miss on a fastball, and that's strike 3. Rodriguez strikes out for the second time. 6 Ks for Greg Smith and one away here in the 6th. But honestly, it seemed like 4 or 5 straight years, the Brewers were always at home on my birthday. And so my dad and I would always go. My mom would stay home, and, she'd bake the cake, and then we'd come back and we'd have cake and ice cream. But my dad and I would always go by ourselves to the Brewers game. We'd always get lost on the way back. But that's another story I'll regale you guys with at some other time. We went to, I'll bet you, 20 ball games, 25 ball games at least. And we found probably 15 different ways to come home every time. The swing and a miss by Collins, and it's 0-1. But, like I said, they kind of looked at the big picture and said, you know what? It's 3rd grade. It's 2nd grade. It's 5th grade. What's the big deal if you miss one day? Is it really going to be that big of a deal? And when you look at it that way, no, it's not. Kids have to be kids. 0-1 down low, and it's a ball and a strike to Collins. And we got an email from an area teacher earlier this week saying that it was bad to have education days out here at the ballpark. It was bad to take kids out of school. Now, we needed to do it on a Saturday because it was tough enough to get everybody when you've got sick days and everything like that. It's filed away down the right field side. 1-2 now to count on Collins. And it's like, you know what? Okay, I can see your point. I mean, and the guy who wrote the email has been an educator for 30 years, 35 years, something like that. So I certainly respect his opinion. But at the same time, I disagree with it. You can't keep kids cooped up inside all day. You got to let them be young. You got to let them get out and explore things firsthand. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, Derek Bruce. He'll throw out Michael Collins, score that one 6-3, and 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th in a scoreless game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even if the kids don't learn what they would learn in a classroom on this field trip, I think you still need to have experiences like this when you're a kid. Remley, first pitch swing, ground ball pass to diving Caesar Nicholas, and there's a knock for Remo. He was in an 0-for-14 slump prior to that, and got that fastball just out of the reach of Caesar Nicholas at first base. A 1-out single to right for Cliff Remley, and that keeps the 6th inning going for Ben Johnson, the catcher. Like I say, kids need to be kids. They need to be out in the sunshine. They need to be running around. They need to interact with their friends. They need to scream and jump around and eat ice cream in the middle of the day. And it's not like it's all fun and games. I mean, we give them puzzles to do out here. We give them reading materials. So it's not like a senior skip day or anything. It's not a complete blow-off day. Curveball high and away to Ben Johnson, who's in from the right side, and it's 1-0. It's just a day where you give kids a vacation from being in school. I mean, have you seen all the homework the kids are getting these days? The size of the backpacks? The books? Let them play. 1-0 to Ben Johnson, popped up. First base side, Nicholas, the first baseman, calls for it, and he'll make the catch. And that's the final out here in the bottom of the 6th. So no harm done for Greg Smith after that 2-out single by Cliff Remley. Quakes turned away empty-handed once again. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. To the 7th we go. Still looking for our first run. It's scoreless between the Quakes and the JetHawks.
Only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Peter Barrios at 909-989-1603 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
A pitcher's best friend is the double play. It gets them out of a jam. When your vehicle's transmission is in a jam, here's a double play combination for you. Carl's Transmission Exchange and the Transmission Man. Carl's is the oldest transmission shop in Rancho Cucamonga, keeping you on the go for over 25 years.
Find Carl's in Rancho Cucamonga on 8th Street between Archibald and Hermosa, and visit the Transmission Man in San Bernardino on Baseline between Del Rosa and Sterling.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
Seventh, middle third of the order due up for Lancaster, with González, Nicholas, and Rusty Ryal, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, set to face the right-hander Jose Arredondo. 6 innings of 2-hit baseball for Arredondo so far today. As González chops this one foul outside of first base, and it's 0-1. González 1 for 2, a single in the second, a strikeout in the fourth. One of 10 strikeouts for Jose Arredondo, a career high 10 Ks for Arredondo today. 0-1, swung on and fouled at the plate. And now Jose Arredondo has Carlos González on the ropes at 0-2. Outfield straight away. González hitting .277 with 8 homers and 42 RBIs. 0-2, fastball down low. And a ball and 2 strikes. Now I'm looking at the kids out here on education days, and a fair number of them are having to pack up and leave and get back to school on time. 1-2 from Arredondo. Ground ball yanked to the first baseman, Cliff Remley. He'll glove it. Overhand throw to Arredondo is in time, covering the bag. Score that one 3-1. And that's the first out here in the top of the 7th. I remember my 6th grade teacher was one of my favorite teachers. It was Miss Merrigan. And Miss Merrigan kind of subscribed to my philosophy, or maybe I subscribed to hers, whichever way you want to look at it, that with education, sometimes less is more. Miss Merrigan, she was a tough teacher. I thought she was a great teacher when I had her in 6th grade. Nicholas is in from the right side. Change up strike from Arredondo. It's 0-1. And, she was tough, but she loved us. We loved her. She taught us a lot of stuff. And she also rarely assigned homework. 0-1. Fastball inside corner. As Arredondo continues to hit 94 on the gun here in the top of the 7th. And it's 0-2 on Cesar Nicholas. And Miss Merrigan actually got in trouble with some of the 7th grade teachers at the intermediate school. 0-2, swung on and fouled right at home plate. We'll do it again, 0-2. Because they thought that she wasn't assigning enough homework. And so they were saying that kids were unprepared when they went to 7th grade, which I never thought was the case. Maybe we were just unprepared to do the amount of homework that the 7th grade teachers were assigning. 0-2. And a change up low. It's a ball and 2 strikes. But I remember being back in Kinston the last couple of years, and Sherry Massengill, who's the GM there now, she has how old's Reagan? 8 or 9, I guess. A daughter. 8 or 9-year-old daughter. 1-2. Fastball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And, Reagan would get assigned, 5-page papers. And I was talking to Sharon. I was like, how old is Reagan? She's like 8. I'm like, she's in 3rd grade. Well, I mean, what is this? well, bibliographies and everything like that. I was like, let her be young. Don't troop her up inside, make her do homework. 2-2, curveball and a called strike 3 at the knees. Cesar Nicholas goes down looking. There's the 11th strikeout for Jose Arredondo, as he continues to add to his career-high total here. There is action in the Quakes bullpen. The sidewinder Kevin Lynch is getting loose. And here's Rusty Ryal, the third baseman. He has struck out twice, swing and a miss on a changeup at 0-1. There's also action in the Lancaster bullpen. Mark Rosen, the left-hander, is getting loose. So it might be the end of the road for both starters, as they have been thoroughly entertaining in this one. No score here in the top of the 7th. Offenses have gotten just 2 hits each. There's a swing and a miss on a high fastball by Rusty Ryal. And it is 0-2 now. Arredondo was at 79 pitches coming into this inning. There's the 0-2 to Ryal. Missed high with a changeup, and it's 1-2. Arredondo should be right around 90 in terms of pitches now. 1-2. Swung on and fouled back, and we'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Again, the Quakes record for strikeouts in a game is 13. And Arredondo's at 11 right now. The 1-2. Curveball upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. With Lynch already up and throwing, I think that's probably a sign that this is Arredondo's last inning. So he won't be able to. Well, he still could. 2-2, fastball up high, and it's gone full on Ryal, 3-2. I was thinking that there's no way for Arredondo to tie the record, but imagine if he strikes out Ryal on something in the dirt here, and the ball gets past Johnson, and Ryal reaches first, and it would be the strikeout wild pitch. Then he could strike out Brito, who waits on deck, and get to his 13. 3-2, instead a curveball that stayed up high, and that's ball 4. So Rusty Ryal walks with 2 outs here in the 7th. It's the 3rd walk allowed by Jose Arredondo, as Ben Johnson goes out for a quick talk with the right-hander. And the inning continues for Javier Brito. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Esther Tacos in Upland. Serving authentic Mexican food 7 days a week, Esther's features tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and fajitas. Give them a call at 946-8111 for catering information. Or visit Esther Tacos on the corner of Foothill and Grove in Upland in the Red Hill Shopping Center and enter to win free Quakes tickets. There's Brito in for the right side. First pitch, swinging a ball foul down the right field side at 0-1. Outfield around towards right, looking for Brito to go the other way. He is 0 for 2. A ground ball to short on a strikeout back in the 5th. Toss over to first. And diving back in is Rusty Ryal. No score here in the top of the 6th. Top of the 7th. JetHawks, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. Quakes, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Another toss over to first, and again, Rusty Ryal dives back in. Third straight toss over to first, and Ryal back standing up this time. Rusty Ryal has 5 stolen bases this year, but he's been thrown out 11 times. Thrown out 6 times, so he's 5 out of 11. And did steal a base yesterday, however. Pretty good-sized lead over there at first, and Ryal off and moving. Throw down to second by Ben Johnson. Was in time, but nobody covered the bag, and it goes all the way into center field.
And Ryal goes all the way to third. That's a stolen base for Ryal. And that is a brutal error that Ben Johnson has to take. Rodriguez and Nieves got confused as to who was going to cover the bag there. And now with Arredondo probably up around 95 pitches, Eric Bennett, the Quakes pitching coach, goes out for a talk with him. Because this is a big spot here in the seventh. Lancaster has a runner at third with 2 away. Scoreless game here in the top of the seventh. And the count 1-1 on Javier Brito. Right-hander against right-hander. Arredondo from the windup. 1-1. Fastball up high. And it is 2 balls and 1 strike. This is a pretty good-sized turning point here in this game right now. Two-1 from Arredondo. Curveball down and away. 3 balls and a strike. As Arredondo goes back to the rosin bag, try to dry off his right hand a little bit. Kevin Lynch continuing to warm up for the Quakes. This might be the last batter for Arredondo. There's the 3-1. Little half swing by Brito. He went around. And now the count is full, 3-2 on the changeup. Rusty Ryal bluffing away from third base. He's about a third of the way down the line the last time. Now this one down in the dirt, covered up by Ben Johnson, and that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks surrendered by Jose Arredondo, and I think that might be the end for Jose. And it will be. As Bobby Mitchell, the skipper, is coming out. A great start for Jose Arredondo today. We're into the 7th. 6 2/3 innings. No runs so far. Only 2 hits. 4 walks, and a career-high 11 strikeouts for Jose Arredondo. And here in the 7th, Arredondo will depart to a nice hand from these fans, and the sidearmer, Kevin Lynch, will come on in relief. Fans, we've got ourselves a pitching change. We'll go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. Come back, tell you all about Kevin Lynch, and see if he can get the Quakes out of the inning here in the top of the 7th, trying to keep it a scoreless game. He's going to inherit runners on the corners. We'll be back. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
When you're looking for a contractor, you want to work with a professional. Around here, the place to call is Summit Construction. They're the residential and commercial contractor where quality construction is guaranteed. They specialize in all areas of residential construction. They build top-quality homes, do room additions, and even can build you a custom swimming pool or spa. With 25 years of experience, they do it all. For a free quote, call 909-821-2840 or see them online at summitpools.net. Summit Construction, where quality is guaranteed.
So it is the right-hander Kevin Lynch on relief here in the top of the 7th for the Quakes. And this is a situation for Lynch. Inherits a couple of runners. Ryal at third, Brito at first. Both the responsibility of Jose Arredondo. No score in this game. Now, the first man that Lynch will face is the catcher, Richard Mercado. He takes the fastball in the inside corner for a called strike 1. Kevin Lynch, the native of Fort Pierce, Florida, 6'2", 200 pounds. A 26th round selection last year out of Florida State.
Here's the 0-1 to Mercado. Bounce foul into the Quakes dugout on the third base side. And quickly Lynchy ahead of him, 0-2. Mercado 0 for 2. Struck out in the third, then struck out again in the fifth. Now again, Arredondo set a career high today with 11 strikeouts. 0-2 with Brito on the move. Throw down to second. Now they've got Brito hung up. No, Nieves is going to go to first. The run comes in. And now they've got to appeal to first. Appeal to first on the check swing. They're saying he struck out. Good, because he did go around. And now Brett Butler is upset. But you know what? Okay, you know what? Butler has a point. Because the appeal should have been made immediately. But it was the right call. Mercado did go around. That was strike 3. So much for the throw down to second. So much for Ryal coming in on the delayed double steal. So much for all of that. A 3-pitch strikeout is what it is for Kevin Lynch. And that does it for Lancaster here in the top of the 7th. For the JetHawks turned away empty-handed after a couple of walks. No runs, no hits. 1 Quakes error. And runners left down the corners. Fans, you know what time it is. Get on up and stretch them out. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Quakes and the JetHawks still scoreless here at the epicenter.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
After a big game, the cleanup job that the bleachers need can seem overwhelming. If you're faced with the same sort of dilemma after a day at the office, contact SCS Services. They specialize in industrial and commercial cleaning, and yes, they even do windows, inside and out. For free estimates, call SCS Services in your Yellow Pages, or give them a call at 987-9968. That's 987-9968.
SCS Services. Better service, lower pricing.
You're listening to Rob Sinclair and Quakes Baseball on AM 1370 KWRM Corona.
Bottom of the 7th, and fans, we've got some issues here at the ballpark. Because the umpires have conferred, and they are now going to allow that run that Lancaster scored in the top of the 7th. The only thing that I can guess is that the umpires are saying since the appeal came after the runner crossed home plate, that the run counts. Which, when you think about it, makes about as much sense as something that makes no sense. I can't even think of an analogy that could possibly explain how you give a run after a guy struck out. As now the guy from third base is going over to talk to the first base umpire. Bobby Mitchell is irate, and he has every reason to be. Drew Toussaint in the on-deck circle is arguing the call. Sean Rodriguez from the dugout is arguing the call. Bobby Mitchell keeping up the fight with the third base umpire. And again, folks, the only thing that I can imagine is that since the appeal was after the run crossed the plate, the run counts. Wow. There's a strike in the outside corner. It's 0-1. So, even though Mercado struck out to end the inning, the run still counts, and the Quakes are down 1-0 as Riley takes a curveball from the new pitcher, Mark Rosen, and it's 0-2. So I think the way you got to score that one is as a steal of home for Rusty Ryal. As Riley fouls this one into the seats, it's still 0-2. And then you'd have Brito, the runner from first, out. How would that go? 2, 4, 3, 6, I believe. As it went Johnson to Nieves to Remley to Rodriguez, who finally tagged him out. There's a swing and a miss by Pat Riley. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. I cannot believe that call was made. I mean, he struck out. As Toussaint fouls this one into the seats. The count is 0-1. I mean, in a scoreless game, for that to be the way that Lancaster gets the run, wow. That is pretty unbelievable. 0-1 to Toussaint. Curveball fouled away down the right field side. And it is 0-2. Let's tell you about the Lancaster left-hander, Mark Rosen. Vitals on him, 5'11", 200 pounds. He's from Randolph, Massachusetts. Spent all of last year down in South Bend. Works exclusively from the stretch, so left-hander against right-hander. 0-2 to Toussaint. Fastball upstairs. It's 1-2. Mark Rosen on the year, a record of 1-1 and a 3.95 ERA. This is his 9th relief appearance of the season. 1-2. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Mark Rosen here in the bottom of the 7th. Quakes down 1-0. And here's Abel Nieves, the second baseman. Nieves in his Quakes debut, 0 for 2. Has grounded out and struck out. Curveball outside from Mark Rosen. It's 1-0. Rosen has thrown a total of 13 2/3 innings. He's given up 6 earned runs and 12 hits. 1-0. Line foul down the right field side, even now at 1-1. Rosen with 13 Ks and 13 2/3, 8 walks. And opponents hitting .231 against him. Fastball down low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Curveball outside corner. It's even at 2-2. So you can close the book on Greg Smith. He goes 6 scoreless innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He also hit 1 batter. 2-2 from Rosen. Curve outside. It's full on Nieves, 3-2. He also closed the book on Jose Arredondo, who goes 6 2/3. Gives up 1 run on 2 hits with 4 walks and a career-high 11 strikeouts. Payoff pitch, curveball, shot to the left side, handled by the shortstop Derek Roosh. Throw to first is low, but in time to get Nieves. Score that one 6-3, and the Quakes go in 1-2-3 fashion against the lefty Mark Rosen here in the bottom of the 7th. Quakes go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the 8th. Quakes down 1-0.
Great moment in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you got shoes from down here.
Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Teams prefer a home field advantage. The same can be said in healthcare. Rancho Mobility Medical Equipment and Supplies features a complete line of home health equipment and supplies so that you can thrive anywhere. They feature sales and rentals of wheelchairs, power chairs, walkers, scooters, bath products, ramps, stair lifts, pediatric equipment, and more. Most insurance is accepted, so call 888-853-3565 today. Log on to ranchomobility.com or visit them between Milken and Haven on Arrow.
So it's the top of the 8th here at the Epicenter, and Richard Mercado is leading off. And he takes the ball outside from Lynch. It's 1-0. Now, the reason Mercado's leading off is that as he sends this one in the air to center field, back on it going Fuller. Now, the warning track, he'll have room. Mercado flies out, and that's the first out here in the top of the 8th. The reason Mercado was leading off was because his strikeout to end the 7th never counted. And the reason is that the appeal came after Ryal had scored and Brito had been tagged out. After that was all said and done, the Quakes finally appealed on the check swing. Here's a ground ball that eats up Ryan Leahy on the backhand side of third base. And this is going to be 2 bases for Derek Bruce as he'll get into second on a 2-base fielding error by Ryan Leahy at third. Just a routine play for Leahy that he booted. So, second error committed by the Quakes today. And Derek Bruce goes into scoring position at second base. So, again, the way that 7th inning ended, you had Ryal at third and Brito at first with Mercado at the plate. Mercado was down in the count 0-2. Went around on a swing, but checked it. Okay? That's the important thing. He didn't finish the swing. The swing and miss by Bonifácio in from the left side is 0-1. On the play, Brito, the runner at first, broke for second. Johnson threw down to second base. As soon as he made the throw, Ryal came home from third. Outside there, 1-1. Now, Abel Nieves, the second baseman who received the throw, made a mistake because he tried to chase Brito back to the bag at first rather than seeing Ryal come home and rather than going back home with a throw. Bonifácio pops this one up down the left field side, long run, and out of the reach of Pat Riley. As the count goes to 1-2. So that was mistake number one, was Abel Nieves chasing Brito back to first rather than throwing home trying to get Ryal. So Ryal came in to score. The Quakes eventually tagged Brito out. After that, then they appealed, and the first base umpire said Mercado went around on the swing, which was true. Swing and a miss by Bonifácio. That's strike 3, and there are 2 away. But since that happened after Brito had been tagged out, that was the final out of the inning. So Brito gets caught stealing, and Ryal steals home. And that's how Lancaster gets the run there in the 7th. First offering to Jeremy Millens. That's on the outside corner. It's 0-1. And I understand the call. I'm still baffled by it, though. There's another strike to Jeremy Millens, and it's 0-2. I mean, what I don't get is why the timing of the third strike determines the rest of the inning. Shouldn't the third strike determine the end of the inning? 0-2 outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. I mean, you would think that, 2 outs, a guy gets strike 3, that ends the inning no matter what happens. There's a 2-hopper to Rodriguez at short, picks, throws, got him. Score that one 6-3, and
no harm done after that two-base fielding error by Ryan Leahy. Lancaster turned away empty-handed in the 8th. No runs, no hits, an error, and one left. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Quakes trailing 1-0. Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Top of the order due up for the Quakes in the ball game. Rancho trails 1-0 as Cody Fuller stands in from the right side to lead things off. Fuller will be followed by Ryan Leahy and then Sean Rodriguez. 1, 2, and 3 due up against the left-hander Mark Rosen. First offering from Rosen swung on and fouled off the first base line in the count 0-1. Cody Fuller's had a nice game today. 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. On a day that offense has been at a premium, Fuller's been aboard twice in the top spot in the order. 0-1 on the way from Rosen. Fastball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fuller hitting .289 this year, no homers and 14 runs batted in. One to Fuller. Fastball high and outside. And it is 2 balls and 1 strike. Rosen, the left-hander, from the stretch. 2-1. Fastball missed high, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Ground ball, just foul outside the third base bag. And the count goes full on Fuller, 3-2. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Bobby Bajas of Rancho Cucamonga, offering the very best tri-tip California barbecue and Baja street food in the Inland Empire. Let Bobby Bajas cater to your family just like they cater to us up here in the press box. Bobby Bajas on the corner of Foothill and Vineyard in Rancho Cucamonga, or you can call them at 989-9925. Fuller back in, the 3-2 from Rosen. Line foul down the right field side. And we'll do it once more at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield deep and around towards right. 3-2. Hit hard but foul off the facing of the Quakes dugout on the third base side. And a good battle here at 3-2. Lancaster playing the no doubles defense. Not going to let anything get over their heads. Going to keep everything in front of them with a 1-run cushion. 3-2. Line foul off to the right and out of play. And it remains 3-2. 3-2 home again. In the air, shallow right field, sinking fast, get down ball, and a diving catch made by Carlos González in right. Oh, come on. Quakes can't catch a break as González comes flying in from right field and makes a head-first diving catch to take away a hit from Cody Fuller. So that's the first out here in the bottom of the eighth. Now here's Ryan Leahy. Rhino tonight 0 for 3. He has struck out, popped up, and flied to center. And from the right side, showing bunt, popped it up, and this one will get foul. Take one big hop and land in the Quakes dugout. And the count is 0-1. Leahy tried to put down a sacrifice bunt in the fourth and popped that one up. Tried to just run his way on for a hit here and couldn't do it. Quakes down 1-0 here in the bottom of the eighth. JetHawks a controversial run on 2 hits and an error. Quakes no runs, 2 hits and 2 errors. 0-1 in the air, left field. This is going to carry out to Jeremy Millins in left. He makes the catch. Leahy retired. And now 2 gone. And the base is empty for Sean Rodriguez. Sean today 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. In from the right side, Rodriguez is the team leader with 9 home runs. First offering, fastball, low and away, and it's 1-0. Rodriguez from Miami, Florida. 3rd-round pick out of high school in 2003. Looks at the curveball for a strike at the knees, and it's even up at 1-1. So 1-1. Another curveball swung on and missed, and it's 1-2 now on Sean Rodriguez.
What he did yesterday, a 2-run homer, his first career home run in the Dirtbags uni. Helped the Dirtbags win. First pitch on that outside corner for a strike.
All right. Coming back in 3, 2, 1. Bottom of the 5th, still scoreless here at the Epicenter. And Ben Johnson. All right. Beginning the pregame in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the curveball for a strike at the knees, and it's even up at 1-1. So 1-1. Another curveball swung on and missed, and it's 1-2 now on Sean Rodriguez.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best in exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com.
Chris Ryal, the number 3 man, leading things off for Lancaster. He'll be followed by Carlos González and then Cesar Nicholas. So the heart of the order due up, and there's a called 3rd strike as Chris Ryal couldn't check his swing. This time the home plate umpire makes the call. 2nd strikeout for Kevin Lynch, and that's the first out here in the top of the 9th. And
with Lynch getting the right-handed hitting Chris Rawl. That will be all for Lynchy, as the left-hander Joe Torres will come in to face the left-handed hitting Carlos Gonzalez. So, fans, we have ourselves a pitching change here in the top of the ninth. Quakes are trailing 1-0. We'll go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds and see how Joe Torres fares in the lefty-lefty matchup with Carlos Gonzalez, the cleanup man. That's coming up in 1 minute. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
It's your first game. You got your glove?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, bright blue sky, beautiful green grass. You know, there's nothing better than baseball in the summer.
I guess.
Hey, where's that peanut guy?
Dad, we're in the living room.
Hooked on a clear picture? Get hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV plus theater quality sound. You'll watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes for the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
In baseball, it's good to have a player that can do it all. The same is true in business. If you're searching for business telephone systems, voice data cabling, and network services, Accent Computer Solutions Incorporated is the player who can do it all for you. Accent Computer Solutions has been providing state-of-the-art technology to businesses since 1987. They even offer 24-hour service. So call 481-4368 and put Team Accent to work for you. You can also log on to teamaccent.com.
Accent Computer Solutions Incorporated. We can handle it.
So it is the left-hander Joe Torres who comes on in relief for the Quakes here in the top of the ninth. This is the situation for Torres. Quakes down 1-0. Base is empty. And the first man that Torres will face is the left-handed hitting Carlos Gonzalez. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes baseball is brought to you in part by Red Hill Barbecue of Rancho Cucamonga, located at 8111 Foothill Boulevard on the corner of Foothill and Grove. Red Hill Barbecue is the home of the $3.99 lunch special. Give them a call at 920-0558 for catering information, or visit Red Hill Barbecue from 11 to 9 Monday through Thursday and 11 to 10 Friday and Saturday. So Torres is ready. The vitals on JT, a lefty from Kissimmee, Florida, 6'2", 195 pounds. Torres was a first-round pick back in the year 2000. First offering to Carlos Gonzalez. Line fouls sharply the opposite way into the seats. Fan will climb over a row of seats and get himself a souvenir, and the count 0-1. Torres with a record of 2-0 this season and a 3.48 earned run average. This is his team high 20th relief appearance. There's that big curveball in at the knees. Has to strike, and it's 0-2. Left-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Gonzalez 1 for 3 with a single back in the second. One of just 2 hits for Lancaster. They have not had a hit since the fourth, and they don't have one here either. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 3. As Gonzalez just looked foolish swinging at that one. And Torres sets him down on 4 pitches. Excuse me. Yeah, 3 pitches. So Gonzalez is gone. And now here's Cesar Nicholas, who has the hat trick already. Struck out in the second and the fourth swinging. Then went down looking in the seventh. All 3 strikeouts were against the starter, Jose Arredondo, who set a career high with 11 strikeouts in this one today. Fastball in the inside corner to Cesar Nicholas, and it's 0-1. Looking ahead to the Quakes half of the ninth, they'll have the middle third of the order: Collins, Remley, and Johnson, 4, 5, and 6. 0-1. Fastball high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Quakes will try to overcome a 1-run deficit. Hopefully it's only a 1-run deficit for the second straight night in the ninth inning. Last night, they got Nate Sutton to third base with 1 out in the ninth. Down and away, it's 2-1, and couldn't get Nate in. We'll see what kind of success Rancho Cucamonga has in the bottom of the ninth today. Got to get there first, however. Torres working exclusively from the stretch. 2-1. Curveball. That's a strike at the knees. And it's even up at 2-2. Torres trying to come all the way back from arm trouble. Finally feels 100% healthy, but the consistency is still not there. He's got 20 strikeouts in 20 2/3, but 22 walks. Opponent's only hitting .205 against him. Here's the 2-2 curveball, fouled right at home plate. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Quakes down 1-0. The only run of this game scored by Lancaster in a disputed fashion in the 7th, when the run was actually not credited by the umpires until after the top of the 7th inning had ended. 2-2. There's a curveball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. And the Quakes strike out the side here in the top of the 9th. Kevin Lynch got Chris Rawls swinging to open things, and Joe Torres with back-to-back strikeouts of González and Nicholas to finish the inning. So Lancaster goes in order in the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the 9th. Last chance time for the Quakes. They're down 1-0.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business. They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com. The 9th here in Rancho Cucamonga. Quakes are trailing 1-0, and Lancaster has brought the right-hander Dan Pullman on out of the bullpen to try to get his second save. The regular closer, Matt Elliott, who is 12 for 12 in save opportunities this year, went an inning and a third yesterday and is not available today. So Brett Butler calls on the right-hander Dan Pullman here in the 9th. Middle third of the order due up for the Quakes, starting with the cleanup man, Michael Collins. First pitch swing on a ground ball right back up the middle and through into center field. And the Quakes get the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 9th. All right, don't go anywhere. Not done yet. As Pullman relieves Mark Rosen, who threw 2 perfect innings of relief, highlighted by 3 strikeouts. So Collins aboard, and now we'll see if Cliff Remley is asked to put down a sacrifice bunt here. Before that, we're going to have a pinch runner. Nate Sutton is going to come in and run for Michael Collins over there at first base. So the Quakes trying to avoid tying their season high with their 4th straight loss. They've lost 3 in a row. Lancaster has won 6 in a row. And the Quakes trying to win a game when losing after 8 innings for the first time this year. The Quakes are 0-22 this season when trailing after the end of 8 innings. Bowman's ready, set of the belt, steps off and looks Nate Sutton back to the bag. Dan Pullman, a former football player at Penn State, 6'1", 215 pounds. Originally from Arlington Heights, Illinois. First offering to Cliff Remley, swinging away off the end of the bat, grounded to the second baseman Bonifacio to second to one. On for first, and that's a double play. 4-6-3 double play, and just like that, so much for the leadoff single by Michael Collins. Sutton, the pinch runner, is erased. And now the Quakes down to their final out as Ben Johnson comes to the plate. BJ in from the left side. 0 for 3 today is the switch hitter. Coleman, the right-hander, back to working out of the windup. First offering, fastball outside, and it's 1-0. Quakes have had good success against Coleman this year. In 4 appearances, he's 0-1 with an ERA north of 6 against the Quakes. 1-0, change-up, swung on, and foul tipped at the plate. It's 1-1. On the season, Coleman is 0-5 with a 5.81 ERA. Outfield deep and straight away against Ben Johnson, the 1-1. Fastball outside corner, it's 1-2, and now the Quakes are down to their final strike. Johnson does have 4 home runs this year. There's the 1-2 from Pullman on the ground. Right to the first baseman, Cesar Nicholas. He'll take it to the bag himself, score that one 3 unassisted. And that's how this one ends for the Quakes, as they get shut out and fall to Lancaster by a final count of 1-0. Dan Pullman gives up the leadoff single, but then gets the pitcher's best friend, the 4-6-3 double play. And Pullman gets his second save of the year, and Greg Smith wins his 7th straight start. Excuse me, no, he doesn't. Mark Rosen gets the win today for Lancaster. All told, it's a 1-0 win for the Lancaster JetHawks. Quakes in the 9th, no runs, a hit, no errors, and none left. We'll go ahead and step aside for 90 seconds, come back with the post-game totals, and we'll wrap things up from here at the Epicenter. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with their baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada, because when you stay any 6 nights with them through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Visit them today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. And remember to book the baseball fan rate.
Pure energy.
Share excitement.
Sky Sailing at the Warner Springs Airport offers you the chance to enjoy the grace, freedom, and joy of soaring.
Sky Sailing offers rides for 1 or 2 passengers in a sailplane.
Mention this radio station and get 15% off a 40-minute ride.
Give that someone special a flight ticket or treat yourself to the panoramic view of the backcountry in a sailplane.
Call Sky Sailing at 760-782-0404. That's 760-782-0404.
Open 9 to 5 every day.
For more information, go to www.skysailing.com.
Back here at the Epicenter, where today the Quakes fall by a final count of 1-0 to the Lancaster JetHawks. For the Quakes, the shutout is the 5th time this year that Rancho Cucamonga has been shut out. 2nd time that Lancaster did it. And both Lancaster shutouts against the Quakes have been in games started by Greg Smith. He went the distance in a complete game shutout against the Quakes back on April 29th, and now goes 6 shutout innings with a couple of relievers combining for the final 9 outs as the Quakes get nothing and probably don't like it too much in a 1-0 defeat here today. With the victory, Lancaster has now won 7 in a row. Who saw that coming from the last place team in the California League Southern Division? Well, Lancaster with 7 straight wins, now 24-29. They win it with 1 run on a grand total of 2 hits. A run on 2 hits. 1 error. They left 6 men on base, 3 of them in scoring position. Quakes, meanwhile, drop under 500 for the first time all season, as they are now 26-27. Rancho Cucamonga, no runs. Their offense wasn't much better, only 3 hits against Lancaster pitching. Quakes committed 2 errors, one of them very, very costly in the 7th inning. And they left 6 men on base, 3 of them in scoring position. The winner today for Lancaster was the left-hander Mark Rosen, who gets the win in relief. Excuse me, no, I take it back. It was Greg Smith. Keep correcting myself. It was Greg Smith who got the win. He gets his 7th straight victory and improves to 7-0. Smith today goes 6 scoreless innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Jose Arredondo was fantastic in defeat for the Quakes, but he takes a loss that he deserves less than most, you know. Falls to 3-3, 6 2/3 innings, 1 unearned run against Arredondo, 2 hits, 4 walks, and he sets a career high with 11 strikeouts. The save goes to Dan Pullman, who worked a scoreless 9th, getting a double play in the process. So again, final score, Lancaster 1, Quakes nothing. JetHawks now 24-29 with their 7th straight win. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 6 runners left aboard. Quakes drop under 500 for the first time all season, 26-27. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left on. They are shut out for the 5th time this season. On the personal side of things, Greg Smith gets the win. He has 7 straight wins. He's now 7-0. Jose Arredondo takes the loss and falls to 3-3, and the save to Dan Pullman, his 2nd of the season. Fans, let's go ahead and step aside for a couple of minutes. We'll say goodbye to you for right now, but the Yellow Book USA postgame show is coming up next. We'll take a look at how the 1 run in this game was scored. These two teams combined for 1 run and 5 hits in 9 innings today. We thought we were going to have a pitcher's duel. We got it, and the Quakes just came out on the wrong end of it. But we'll go ahead, say goodbye for now. Yellow Book USA postgame show is coming up next. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball has been brought to you in part by the Ontario Airport Marriott, Vineyard Bank, Charter Media, Galliano Winery, the City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sprint, Chipotle, Red Roof Inn, the City of Rancho Cucamonga, Allstate Insurance, Farmer John, Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and NationwideSurveys.com. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes Baseball all season long. This has been Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the book, not the other book. Dentist gates, inline skates, artists, posers, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, farm bear, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the book. Let your fingers walk into the book, not the other book. To place
you're at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA post-game show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Fans, welcome back. The Yellow Book USA post-game show is on the air, where today the Quakes drop a 1-0 decision to the Lancaster JetHawks. This ball game was scoreless for the first 6 innings. And listen to how Lancaster gets its only run of the game, or the only run of the game. 2 gone in the 7th. Base is empty. And Rusty Ryal draws a walk. Then, with Javier Brito at the plate, Ryal got a big lead from first and takes off for second. Miscommunication on the middle infielders for the Quakes. Rodriguez, the shortstop, and Nieves, the new second baseman, were just looking at each other as Ben Johnson got away a good throw to second base, but there was nobody there to take it. That's a mental error by Abel Nieves, who should have been covering there with a right-handed hitter at the plate. So nobody covers the bag. Throw goes into center field. That's how Ryal got to third base in the first place. Then Brito walks. That puts men on the corners. Now the Quakes bring Kevin Lynch out of the bullpen. First batter he faces is Richard Mercado. 2 pitches, he gets 2 strikes on him. So he's ahead in the count of Mercado 0-2. Throws him that little slider outside that Mercado clearly went around on, but the home plate umpire didn't make the call. Mercado checked his swing, and the home plate umpire, for whatever reason, did not make the call. On that pitch, Brito took off from first. Johnson throws the ball down to second. Nieves fields it. As soon as the ball goes down to second, Rusty Ryal, the guy from third, starts taking off for home. Now here's mistake number 2 by Nieves in the inning. Instead of seeing Ryal break from third base and come home, he holds on to the ball, chases Brito back to the bag at first. So Ryal comes in to score from third, and the Quakes eventually tag out Brito. But after all that happened, the Quakes said, hey, what about Mercado's check swing? So Ben Johnson sticks out his hand, asking for the appeal at first. Home plate umpire appeals to the first base umpire. First base umpire says, hey, it went around. That's strike 3. So we're thinking, okay, guy struck out. No stolen base. Well, inning's over. Still scoreless. 7th inning ends. Play to take me out to the ball game. Do the cha-cha slide. Come back. And the home plate umpire is talking with the first base umpire. And then Bobby Mitchell comes out, and you could see Bobby being agitated. And you just had a feeling something was about to go wrong. Next thing you know, home plate umpire turns around, points up to us up here in the press box, points to home plate, and says the run counts. After the inning was already over. So that is how Lancaster got its 1 run of the game. But you know what? The Quakes did have chances that they just couldn't capitalize on. You know, they had runners at first and second with 1 out in the 4th. Couldn't do anything. Had the bases loaded with 2 out in the 5th. Couldn't do anything. Actually, there in the 5th, had runners at second and third with only 1 out and couldn't get anything in. Had a leadoff single in the 9th, and Remley hits into a double play on the next pitch. It was one of those games, folks. You know, you chalk it up and you say, you know what, it's single-A baseball. Bad day at the ballpark is better than a good day anywhere else. So chalk it up to experience, and you say, you know what, we'll get him tomorrow, as the Quakes fall by a final count of 1-0. We'll go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds, come back, take a look at what the Quakes did offensively and pitching individually today. That's coming up next. You're listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show.
Tackle, paints and spackles, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. The other book. Fences, gates, inline skates, artists, posters, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, Bombay, Wild Whale. Take a look and you'll see.
place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Back here on the Yellow Book USA postgame show, Quakes today fall by a final count of 1-0 to the Lancaster JetHawks. Taking a look at what the Quakes did offensively, Cody Fuller had a nice night in the top of the order as he goes 1 for 3 with a walk and a double. One of just 3 hits for the Quakes today. Ryan Leahy 0 for 4. Sean Rodriguez 0 for 3 with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Michael Collins went 1 for 4 with a single. Cliff Remley 1 for 4, but he also hit into a double play. Ben Johnson goes 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Pat Riley 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch. Drew Toussaint 0 for 3, reached on an error. Abel Nieves down the number 9 spot in his Quakes debut. A rough day for him as he goes 0 for 3. Pitching-wise, Jose Arredondo, again, he was fantastic today for the Quakes. 6 2/3 innings. Gives up 1 run that was not even earned. 2 hits, 4 walks, and Arredondo sets a career high with 11 strikeouts today. But it was not enough as he takes the loss and falls to 3-3. Kevin Lynch, an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief. And then Joe Torres got the final 2 outs, striking out a pair there in the top of the ninth. Fans, one last 60-second break. We'll come back, take a look at what's happening around the California League, and we'll also get you all set up for tomorrow's broadcast as well. Quakes fall today by a final count of 1-0 to Lancaster. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Yellow Book USA postgame show.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers see the walk into the Yellow Book, not the other book. Fences, gates, inline skates, artists, posers, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Drop tip, landscape, sit down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, on their wide well. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walk into the Yellow Book. Let your fingers do the walk into the Yellow Book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
In 3, 2, 1. Back here on the Yellow Book USA postgame show, Quakes today fall to Lancaster by a final count of 1-0. Usually at this point we take a look at the scores from around the California League, but nobody else has played right now because of this 10:30 start. So we'll just tell you what's coming up later tonight in the California League. A full slate of action. Stockton hosting San Jose, with Lake Elsinore hosting High Desert. Bakersfield is in Modesto. And Visalia, after defeating Inland Empire 2-1 last night and snapping the 66ers' 9-game winning streak, is back in San Bernardino for another game. Visalia taking on the 66ers later on tonight. Fans, let's take a look at what is coming up tomorrow, get you squared away for tomorrow's broadcast. It's going to be exciting, folks. Again, the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner Bartolo Colon is coming to the Quakes for a rehab start tomorrow. Colon went 21-8 for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim last year, a 3.48 ERA, was 1 win away from tying the single-season wins record for the Angels franchise. Just the second Angels pitcher in the history of the franchise to win the Cy Young Award. First time it had happened in more than 40 years. And Bartolo Colon is going to be here at the Epicenter tomorrow. Again, 10:30 start. Skip work, take the kids out of school, call in sick, call in temporarily insane, whatever you have to do, come to tomorrow's game and watch Bartolo Colon pitch. You're going to have an absolute ball, I guarantee it. It's Thirsty Thursday tomorrow. Tickets are available. You can call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252
or go online, rcquakes.com. Get your tickets online. Do whatever you have to do. Come on out and spend some time with us tomorrow, folks. It is going to be a good time out here at the ballpark. 10:30 a.m. start. Bartolo Colon will go 4 innings or 60 pitches, whichever comes first. He'll be followed by the regularly scheduled starter Fernando Rodriguez, who is 5-2 with a 4.47 ERA. Lancaster sends the left-hander Kellen Rabb to the hill. He is 2-4 with an ERA of 7.38. As the Quakes will try to salvage at least something out of this 4-game series, as the JetHawks have taken the first 3 games of this 4-game series. Again, first pitch set for 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, and we will be tape delayed once again until 7 o'clock, as Bartolo Colon will get the start for the Quakes, and Kellen Rabb, the left-hander, goes for Lancaster. Well, fans, that's the story from here at the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga, where today Lancaster gets a controversial run in the 7th, and that holds up to be enough as the JetHawks win their 7th in a row and drop the Quakes under 500 with a 1-0 win. For everyone who has been a part of this one, especially today's producer and director, John Souter, my name is Rob Sinclair, wishing all of you a very pleasant good evening and reminding you that Quakes Baseball is a presentation of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and the Quakes Radio Network. Again, the final score here today, Lancaster 1 and the Quakes nothing. So long, everybody. You've been listening to Quakes California League Baseball.
You've been listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Put your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. This has been Quakes Baseball.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.